Thank you for that lovely introduction, Gabby. Of course, I have to lower the mic. This is my curse in life. So welcome, everyone. And welcome everyone online as well who's here to hear about the Booker Prize shortlist. I'd like to start by thanking, on behalf of all of the judges, Gabby Wood. You and your colleagues, including Hannah Davies and Zoe Sanders, worked tirelessly this year. You made our task so much easier, so thank you. We'd also like to thank the Booker Prize Foundation and Crankstart for continuing to make this extraordinary prize possible. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the 13 long-listed authors, some of whom were able to join us here today, and others who might be watching online. Congratulations for all of your wonderful works. To be asked to chair this year's Booker Prize was for me an enormous honor. As a past shortlistee, I understand firsthand its impact, its singular ability to highlight writers from far-flung parts of the globe and connect new readers with their work. And so this was an endeavor that I didn't take on lightly. I was joined on this journey by my wonderful group of fellow judges who are standing here at the front, Ajoa Ando, Mary Jean Chan, James Shapiro, and Robert Webb. I think it's safe to say that our conversations were never dull. We spoke for hours, always going overtime, which was always my fault. And my fellow judges were always passionate and articulate and ferociously engaged in wrestling with the spirit of a book. Any conversation about what reflects the best of world literature necessarily becomes a referendum on what literature can and should do. What, we asked ourselves, made for a great book? Was it extraordinary prose, an uncanny vision? Was it even something definable, or some more ineffable quality? The debates were often enthralling, sometimes intimate, sometimes contentious, but never short of brilliant. We brought to the task a range of tastes and disciplines, which no doubt shaped our perspectives. Indeed, on our own, we might have produced 5 different lists. But this speaks to the health and the vibrancy of the literary climate, and also to our bedrock respect for one another, whose points of view we listened to with a real desire to understand. Literature became a gallery whose halls we walked for a time, a place of startling imagery, and one that encouraged us to see things differently. We were reminded of the many varieties of human experience, of life's boundlessness, and above all, of the miraculous capacity that we all have within us for change. And now we open its rooms to you. This year's novels offer a full range of human experience. They make for a vibrant shortlist. Here are works that transport us not just outside of reality, but outside the common language of the everyday. The books refuse easy categorization. No one voice, no one vision dominates. There are terrors here, just as there are pleasures, sorrows, joys, consolations. Together, they leave us with a multi-layered portrait of what it means to be alive today. What each title does so beautifully and utterly after its own fashion is show us that, no matter the outcome, the human journey is always one of resilience. And so the shortlist for the Booker Prize 2023 is Study for Obedience by Sarah Bernstein. This is an absurdist, darkly funny novel about a woman arriving in an unnamed town where her ancestors have been persecuted. The locals increasingly appear to fear her, and in strange, almost dreamlike scenes, she's made to feel more and more dangerously her state as an outsider. Bernstein's urgent, beautiful prose upsets all of our expectations, and what transpires is a meditation on survival itself. If I Survive You by Jonathan Escoffery. In Escoffery's astonishingly assured debut, husband and wife Santa flee from the troubles of 1970s Jamaica to create a new life in Miami with their sons Delano and Trelawney. In the laugh-out-loud code switching of the recently arrived, they attempt to survive America and each other as the reader is confronted with the immigrants' eternal questions: who am I now, and where do I belong? This Other Eden by Paul Harding. Based on an almost nearly forgotten history, Paul Harding's lovely hymn transports us to the hardscrabble colony of Apple Island off the coast of Maine, a community descended from previously enslaved Africans, Irish immigrants, and indigenous peoples. The arrival of a well-intentioned preacher brings with it the unwelcome attention of the world at large, with catastrophic ends. We were moved by the delicate symphony of language in which Harding tells the story of the islanders. Prophet Song by Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch's harrowing and dystopian Prophet Song vividly renders a mother's determination to protect her family as Ireland's liberal democracy slides inexorably and terrifyingly into totalitarianism. It is timely and unforgettable, and it compellingly captures the social and political anxieties of our moment. Western Lane by Chetna Maru. Skillfully using the sport of squash as both framework and metaphor, Western Lane is a deeply evocative debut about a family grappling with grief, conveyed through crystalline language which reverberates like the sound of, quote, a ball hit clean and hard with a close echo. It is stunning, and it stays with you. And finally, The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. Set in the Irish Midlands, Paul Murray's saga, The Bee Sting, brilliantly explores how our self-deceptions ultimately catch up with us. This family drama, told from multiple perspectives, is at once hilarious and heartbreaking, personal and epic. So thank you all again for coming. We look forward to seeing you again at Old Billingsgate on the 26th of November, when we will reveal the winner of the Booker Prize 2023. The announcement will be broadcast on Radio 4's Front Row, and there will also be a live stream hosted by YouTuber Jack Edwards. In the meantime, we invite you to visit thebookerprizes.com to find out more about the shortlist, and also to join the Booker Prize Book Club on Facebook to discuss the list. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.